Dr. Julie, I would really love to hear the rest of your list of the things that your thoughts on breast health and women's health. If you would please share a little bit more about what you have on your list.
Great. I love to share a little bit more about some key points to helping to support one's breast health. And, I know that when we talk about breasts, we tend to just think of women, but I also want to mention that, breast health also relates to men too. I did travel down to Peru and spent a little bit of time down there, and I went to a retreat center down there. And there was only one patient at the time there, and it happened to be a young man in his 20s that had stage 4 breast cancer. And we got to talking to him. We had an interpreter there because I do not speak fluent Spanish. And it turned out that as a young boy, he started working in the fields, picking vegetables. And so he was exposed to pesticides. And so when I'm talking to women and people about supporting their body health, especially the breast health, which contains a lot of fat, that you got to really look at what's in your environment. So I think we live in a time right now, I think, in the world where we have the highest amount of chemicals that are used in our environment that we're not even aware of where they're being sprayed, like in a grocery store, in airplanes, at our schools, and whatnot. So I tell people, really the only thing that you have control over is your own home. And so you really have to be conscious of what you're doing. Are you spraying pesticides in your home? Are you spraying them on the outside your home? And really understanding that, having pesticides inside the home are not good for our health. And, talking about pesticides too, what are you eating? Are you eating foods that have high concentrations of pesticides sprayed on them? So I tell people about, the organic is best. But I know that it can be really expensive to just do organic all the time. So I refer people to the Environmental Working Group website and have them look up the 10 Clean and the Dirty Dozen. And definitely the Dirty Dozen is a place you want to start as far as avoiding those fruits and vegetables that are most commonly sprayed with not just one pesticide, but sometimes up to 12 pesticides that our strawberries can have on them. And those pesticides can really affect the workings inside our cells, making them not work properly. And that's when a cell can go rogue and we can end up with a cancerous cell that doesn't get turned off. And then we end up with a tumor and then it just keeps on going on there. So also I'm telling people, about what kind of beauty products are you using? Are you avoiding methylparabens or propylparabens in your lotions and in your makeup? That's a really great place to start, is just starting to look at the ingredient label. And you can also start replacing one of those products at a time and replacing it with more natural skincare products or makeup at the time that doesn't contain chemicals like the methylparaben and the propylparaben that are known carcinogens and endocrine disruptors there. And then also looking at your household products that you're using. Are you cleaning with bleach products? And if you are, you need to stop doing that. It's so important because bleach, which is Clorox, is a known halogen, which will get stuck into a thyroid receptor, and then our thyroid hormone can't get into that thyroid receptor and give our cells the energy to do its work. And it's important to not have chemicals in our environment that could be hampering our body's natural functioning of our body. And iodine is also a halogen, but iodine actually helps cleave off that chlorine that's stuck on those thyroid receptors. So I tell women it's really important to get foods in your diet that contain natural forms of iodine there. So, sea vegetables are great, or eating fish that that consume sea vegetables is also a great way to help support our breast health. And something that you can do twice a day for yourself is dry skin brushing. And if you've never heard about dry skin brushing, it's a way to help stimulate the superficial lymphatic system, to help the lymphatic system to get rid of all the debris and toxins that it's picking up from the cells in the bloodstream of the body that's trying to remove those toxins. And so if you need to know how to do that, just go on YouTube and, pull up a search for dry skin brushing, and you can pick up a natural skin brush at pretty much any store, health food store nowadays. And another thing I really like to stress is stress management. I think when we're under a lot of stress, what it does is it creates not only imbalance in our life, but it can create inflammation. And when we have inflammation going in our body, that can feed any type of abnormal cellular process going on in the body. So finding healthy ways to help relieve our stress, because, let's face it, we live in a time where we have a lot going on. And so finding ways to properly help us to move through life with grace is really a key thing to helping to help support your health. And, breathing exercises, meditation, yoga, sometimes having these giggle laughing sessions with people. I mean, coworkers, it can just help lighten the atmosphere is if people just start laughing, kind of thing. And that actually helps release hormones from our body that help stimulate more healing in our body too. So those are, just to recap, is just looking at the products that we're using on our skin and our body, and making sure that we're not using beauty care products that contain the methylpropylparaben and the propylparaben on our bodies. Also looking at our home environment and not spraying pesticides in the home. And if you are, utilizing pesticides on the outside, maybe looking into a pesticide company that maybe sprays something that is more natural. I had an ant infestation last year, and it was awful. And I tried a lot of things to get rid of them, and I couldn't. So eventually I had to have somebody come in and spray my house, and they used a peppermint spray, and it worked wonderfully. And and they had to spray it in the house, but there was no pesticides in there, so I felt good about it. And then another way to help support our breast health is through the lymphatic system, doing something as simple as dry skin brushing twice a day. We brush our teeth twice a day. Why not support our lymphatic system twice a day with just doing a couple minutes of dry skin brushing before you jump in the shower or the bath, or before you change into your PJs at night. And you could go to YouTube and, just type in dry skin brushing, and it will give you a great little demo on how to do that properly there. So, yeah, that's all I like to say about helping to support our breast health right now.